How do you even define what constitutes a man cave? Does that mean if a guy has a basement and he throws something cool in it, it's a man cave? Not to mention it's 2024. Some caves may identify as a woman. Then to get even further down, how do you identify what makes a good man cave? Well, I came up with a ranking system that will not only qualify if you have a man cave, but how badass your man cave space is. Now I want to be very clear, this is not a dick measuring contest. I'm not trying to say I have a great man cave and you don't, because honestly, if we compared, a lot of you would win with the man cave, not the dick measuring. Hey, my name is Mr. X. Welcome to the Extreme Channel. We are giving away $1,000 statues to you guys. If you want to know how to win one, stay tuned for later in the video. Hey, welcome to the Extreme Channel. If you're new here, I love cool shit. A lot of that cool shit is in my basement. Some may call it a man cave, some may call it a basement. My wife calls it a waste of money. And I love my basement. It's one of the favorite places in the world for me to be. And I've built it that way. And again, as a disclaimer, I know so many other basements that are way cooler than mine. In fact, I stumbled across this in Facebook, and this video right here was the inspiration for me to make this video about what constitutes a great man cave. So I came up with this ranking system, and I want you to play along. So I'm going to give 10 quintessential things that are needed in a man cave. If you have one of those 10, first of all, you get 2 points for every single one you have. There's a few where maybe you can award a half point or 1 point, and then we're going to have 10 bonus points that aren't necessary, but damn, they're cool. So for you math majors out there, that means you can get 30 total points. Now, if you get 10, you have a man cave. Then what I want you to do in the comments at the end is actually throw down below how many points you earned. Now, even if you don't get 10, that's okay, because you could win a statue with that comment. As we try to grow this channel, we like to reward you guys for watching and subscribing. So because of that, every 5,000 milestone when it comes to subscribers, we give away a couple $1,000s worth of statues. We've actually given away over 20 statues. To win one was easy. First, you gotta be subscribed to the channel. You'll get bell notifications when videos drop. Each video that drops, you want to make a comment on those videos. We pick a random video, we give away statues based on a comment. You can say whatever you want. The more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win. Now also at the end of this video, feel free to throw down any categories I may have missed. Clearly this is not all inclusive, but I think I hit the 10 major things. So the first thing, I really thought about this, is a basement a man cave? No. But a man cave, to me, has to be in a basement if applicable. So let me explain that. That's number one. If you have a basement and that's where your man cave is, you get 2 points. Now, if you live in an area that doesn't have basements, but you still have your own dedicated area, then I'm going to go ahead and give you 1 point. But a basement is a separate part of a house. It's somewhere you can get away from everybody. So I think that constitutes, hey, it has to be in a basement to be a true man cave. Number two, we're talking about guys here. We're talking about men. There has to be something sports related in the man cave. Now this can be anything. If you're into golf or something like that, I'll forgive you. But usually football, basketball, stuff like that. Ironically, in my man cave, which is in my basement, so I would have gotten 2 points for that, the only sports stuff I have are some neon highlighted signs. But if you're a follower of the channel, you know that upstairs I have a ton of cool autographed stuff from different sports teams, my favorite sports teams. So for myself, I would actually give myself 1 point for this because 2 neon sports sign doesn't really constitute as some cool sports stuff. But if you have some cool sports stuff in your basement or your man cave, then you get 2 more points. Number 3. It has to have a bar, some type of bar selection. The fancier it is, the better. Now, if you are a recovering AA, you get 2 points no matter what. Keep fighting the good fight. But everybody else, if you don't have a way to dispense liquor, and it could be as simple as maybe a fridge with beer in it, that's probably only worth 1 point in my opinion. But if you have a liquor setup or a fancy beer setup like I do, that is definitely worth 2 more points. Quintessential in a man cave. Even if you're not a big drinker, other people coming over may be. Number 4, you have to have some type of home theater and surround sound, whether this is a big TV on a wall, a big TV, a theater TV, and it has to have built-in speakers or surround sound somewhere in that area. That gets you 2 points. So if you have a tiny little speaker on a stand and no surround sound, I'm sorry, it's not a man cave or you don't get those points. All right, number 5. So some of you may be batting 8 for 8 so far with points, but you have to have some type of activities. And a PS5 does not mean activities, okay? So what do I mean by activities? You can have pool table, you can have ping pong, you can have shuffleboard, you can have air hockey, you can have stand-up MAME arcade games. So there has to be some type of activities for people to actually do in your basement. You can't just go down there and stare at sports stuff or stare at comic stuff and call it a true man cave. Number 6, there has to be a recliner or a couch that reclines. True man cave, this is where we relax. This is where, as you get older, you sneak away to take naps, although I don't do that, but I would like to. I dream about it. So if you have an awesome leather recliner, has to be true leather, can't be pleather. Leather recliner gets you 2 more points for having a man cave. Number 7, you have to have at least one gun somewhere in your man cave. If you don't believe in guns, then take away the word man at the beginning of cave. But these are the 2 guns that I have here in my man cave, and I have a whole bunch more hidden throughout the house. No, I'm not paranoid. I just like guns. So if you have at least one gun somewhere in your man cave, you get 2 points. Number 8, your man cave has to flow. So there's a lot of different definitions to this, but I think one, it has to be functional. So we talked about earlier, like you want to have something you can do. It can't be too cluttered, which I used to be guilty of. I had statues on the floor. You could barely make it past some hallways. That's not the case anymore. So it has to be functional. Each room I have a ton of statues in actually serve a purpose. So this is my YouTube room, and it's also a poker table, which we're going to talk about. There's statues in an actual theater room. There's statues by the bar. There's statues where you can play shuffleboard and video games. So each room is actually functional and has something to do. So if every part of your man cave is functional, then you get another 2 points. Number 9, you have to have some type of movie props. Now this could be something as simple as posters from a movie. It could be autographed memorabilia. It could be actual props. I'm huge on this. This is actually one of the things that got me into collecting. So I would probably get like 3 points, but we can't do that. So 2 points to you if you have some cool movie props or something movie related in your basement. Could be movie posters, like I said, autographed stuff, or actual props. Now number 10. Comics. All right, comics are for nerds. No, they're not. Comics are awesome. You can even collect vintage comics and slabs. You see some that I have all throughout the basement. So it could be slabs you have hanging on the wall. It could be comic-related statues. It could be something different altogether. If you have something comic-related, that is worth 2 more points again. If you have one tiny little thing, that might earn you 1 point, but this is kind of subjective, so you could earn up to 2. All right, so those are the 10 must-haves. You could get a maximum of 20 points. If you got 10, congratulations, you have a man cave. If you got more than 10, you have a very cool man cave. But we have a bonus round. That's right, 10 more things, each that are worth 1 point, that can add on to your total. And honestly, I don't know where my total is. Maybe I'll count it at the end. So number 1 is if you have a wine cellar or a cellar to store liquor. So high-end bottles of liquor, high-end bottles of wine. You could even just say you have a little wine refrigerator. That's probably worth 1 point. It's pushing it a little bit. But if you have somewhere to store wine and liquor, somewhere special, its own room, its own section, that's worth a bonus point. Second bonus point is if you have a kegregator. That's right. If you have kegs in your basement, that is stuff on tap, then you get a bonus point for that. That is absolutely kick-ass in my opinion. I have one because I'm a drunk. Third one, if you have weights or exercise equipment in your man cave. Yes, men, we need to get buff, we need to get strong. Sometimes you can't make it to Fitness 21, so it could be as simple as dumbbells or a bench press machine. If you have that, throw another bonus point onto your total. Number 4, if you're in the basement and you take up the whole basement, you get another bonus point. That really tells the other people in your life, hey, this is my territory. I'm going to piss to mark on it. Don't really do that because that's kind of gross. But if you take up your entire basement for your man cave, you get a bonus point. Number 5, I don't have this. If you have a separate dedicated movie theater room, and I want to be specific, the movie theater has to have a projector. So if you have your own dedicated room to a movie theater, then you get a bonus point. I do not have this, but I would love to have it. Number 6, if you have full-size arcade games. Now, 1UP Arcade, I will let that pass. That's included as well because I think it's a great option. So bonus point if you have full stand-up arcade games. That's awesome. Life-size replicas of statues, I had to throw that in there. Life-size, you get a bonus point because those are just badass for sure. So if you have at least one, you are good to go. You get the bonus point for a life-size. Number 8, if you have some type of walk-in safe. So in this walk-in safe, you might have already got a bonus point for this. It could be your liquor. It could be guns. It could be those comics. But if it's some type of walk-in safe, then you get an extra bonus point. I don't have this, but I would absolutely love to have it. Number 9, if you have a poker table, you get a bonus point. So this actually is a poker table. On the other side, I've shown it in some videos before. You can see some pictures here. This has a poker table. We flip this over when people play. It actually has a rubber bumper and felt, and it's a fantastic piece. Then the last one is one I don't have yet, but I will get someday, is the entrance to your man cave, or somewhere in your man cave, there's a secret door. If there's a secret door somewhere, you get an additional point. So 3 bonus points could be if you have a secret door to a safe that actually has liquor or wine or something like that in there. That could be worth 3 points just for one room. All right, so calculate your points. Let me see what I have. All right, I had 18 regular points, so I had 9 out of those 10 must-haves, and then I had, well, actually it was 17 because we only counted 1 for the sports-related stuff. And then I had 6 of the 10 bonus points. So I have 23 out of 30. Again, not a dick measuring contest, but comment down below how many points you got. And if you don't have a lot and you don't want to comment, that's okay too. Throw down some categories that I missed. That could also win you a statue. Hey, I had a lot of fun making this video. I hope you had a lot of fun watching it. If so, please drop that like and consider subscribing for future content. I really appreciate you guys. I will have a room tour, a man cave tour later this year. Talk to you soon. Take care.